They know where it came from and where it went. And for some reason, they don't want to comment.
Repeated sightings of strange things in the sky, inconclusive comments issued by multiple government agencies, and social media ablaze with conspiracy theories. If it all sounds like science fiction, then what's really disturbing is that the story is real. The headlines are mounting up, and public feeling is beginning to get a little edgy. In the latter stages of 2024, a rush of reported drone activity has captured global attention, and the apparent lack of a concrete explanation has reignited a debate for the ages. Are we safe on Earth? And are we alone in the universe?
Some of these drones are large. They've been compared to SUVs, for instance. They have flashing lights. They move in erratic ways, which a hobbyist probably would not be able to accomplish.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're taking a closer look at the drone sightings in New Jersey, over the rest of the United States, and indeed at other locations across the rest of the world.
As a scientist, I can only attend to real evidence, and my hope is that if the government has such evidence, they will share it with scientists, because what lies outside the solar system is not a matter of national security. It's of interest to everyone on Earth.
The first officially confirmed reports came in on November 18, 2024, in airspace around Morris County, New Jersey. From then, fresh cases were filed daily, and the number of sightings quickly soared.
We've been looking for the past hour. I think we've seen about 40 or 50 of these drones. In fact, there's one over my shoulder right there.
Unusual objects moving or hanging in the sky, mostly at night, sometimes as a cluster in formation, and at other times alone and isolated. Their shape varies, although most often the reports claim them to be glowing orbs or pointed and triangular. These have come to be known as the New Jersey drones, although that term doesn't even begin to tell the story.
And they said this thing easily evaded them, disappeared out of thin air. So, you know, to me, if this is not our military, then it's even more scary, and we need the answers, frankly.
For one, it's a phenomenon that's by no means limited to only the state of New Jersey. The authorities in multiple other states, including New York, Connecticut, and Ohio, have all confirmed that large numbers of reports have been received there as well.
And with no indication the sightings are coming to an end, local and state officials are becoming increasingly impatient for answers.
Videos and images have been shared online. The strange lights have been recorded moving over towns, cities, large expanses of water, near to power stations, government buildings, and military sites. There are clips of them moving at speed, seeming to pulsate, and in some cases, it's claimed that they've been seen to explode. In one of the most shocking early reports, a police officer went on record saying that they'd witnessed around 50 apparent drones over the ocean and quickly approaching the U.S. coastline. Each of these drones is claimed to have been about the size of a car. The FBI alone is said to have received more than 5,000 tips related to potential drone activity over a period of just a few weeks.
What is going on in New Jersey?
We're investigating, but I don't have an answer of who's responsible for that, of one or more people that are responsible for those drone flights.
Away from America, and a number of other similar sightings have been reported. In the UK, unauthorized drones have been clocked over at least 3 U.S. air bases during the same late 2024 time window. In Germany, another reported sighting, again over a U.S. military base. In terms of who's behind the controls, China, Iran, and Russia have all been variously put forward as potential culprits. The seeming focus on American targets has led many to believe that it could be a foreign adversary of the United States that's flying the drones on some kind of large-scale reconnaissance mission. But the word from the U.S. government would suggest otherwise. In general, the official line out of America has seemingly sought to dampen speculation and to imply that there is no major security issue.
We have no evidence at this time that the reported drone sightings pose a national security or a public safety threat, or have a foreign nexus.
At the same time, however, the messaging hasn't exactly been clear. In late November 2024, a series of temporary flight restrictions were put in place over specific sites in the U.S., including over a Donald Trump-owned golf course in Bedminster, New Jersey. and around the Picatinny Arsenal military base, again in Morris County, New Jersey. Into early December, though, and the Morris County Prosecutor's Office sought to reassure the public, stating that there was, quote, no known threat to public safety. Nevertheless, in mid-December, a cutting-edge drone detection system was issued for use in New York State.
Today, we're asking the DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, to deploy special detection systems like the Robin.
Rumors swirled that, although the authorities were claiming that there was nothing to worry about, they were at the same time unable to track or verify most of the reported sightings that were coming in. Unsurprisingly, the message that everything's fine, but we don't necessarily know what they are, didn't wash with everyone. And actually, to some degree, it only added to the confusion and concern.
Now we got other politicians and officials in the government trying to tell us that these aren't what we're seeing, or like it's contributable to a 2023 rule change. And come on.
Inevitably, then, the issue was taken higher. On December 12th, the White House National Security Communications Advisor, John Kirby, addressed the drone reports during a dedicated press briefing, where he claimed that at the time, investigators did not believe there was any foreign involvement in any of the cases. Kirby also suggested that many of the sightings were simply of misidentified airplanes.
We've looked at the imagery. We can't corroborate some of the reported sightings through our own expert analysis using sophisticated detection techniques, but that doesn't mean that, we're putting our pen down here this afternoon and calling it a day. We're going to keep at this.
But the government line has only served to generate more frustration for some. There have been multiple stories of tension between local government and law enforcement and the federal government higher-ups. Those on the ground, local sheriffs and mayors, particularly in Ocean County, New Jersey, have repeatedly put pressure on national government figures to provide greater transparency and more detail. They feel, though, that more often than not, their calls have fallen on deaf ears.
After watching Robert Wheeler's testimony today, I'm kind of fed up, and I'm part of that group of mayors that authored a pair of letters on Sunday trying to bring more focus to this, and we did. I genuinely think it's time to start harvesting drones and stop worrying about the rules. Whoever's running these drones, they're not worrying about the rules. They're using the rules against us.
December 16th proved to be another crucial day in terms of how the narrative took shape. The FBI, the FAA, the Department of Homeland Security, and the Defense Department issued a joint statement, saying that after close examination of the data, they deemed the sightings to be, quote, a combination of lawful commercial drones, hobbyist drones, and law enforcement drones, as well as man-fixed wing aircraft, helicopters, and stars mistakenly reported as drones, end quote. They claimed to have found nothing anomalous, and again, nothing by way of a national security or public safety risk. A seemingly positive development, but the vagueness remained.
A lot of Democrats and Republicans are confused and very, very, frankly, frustrated.
At the same time, President-elect Donald Trump spoke about the drones during a press conference at Mar-a-Lago in Florida. Trump said that the government knew what was happening in relation to the drones and that the military, quote, knew where they took off from, but for some reason they don't want to comment, end quote.
And I think they'd be better off saying what it is our military knows and our president knows. And for some reason they want to keep people in suspense.
When Trump was asked whether he had received an intelligence briefing on the drones, however, he also replied in the same non-committal way.
Have you received an intelligence briefing on the drones?
I don't want to comment on that.
All of which takes us, finally, to a run-through of the theories so far. First, and drawing from the joint statement made by U.S. security agencies, one possibility is that all of the sightings really are conventionally explainable as being related to scheduled military activity, police activity, or even simply to amateur drone users deliberately fueling the story by purposely flying at night more often than usual, and in or around New Jersey in particular. There are some other, much darker ideas and conspiracy theories out there, though.
There is information, but they're holding it back. And now what you have is panic. Originally some questions, now you have serious concerns.
One is that no matter what the U.S. government says, the drones are being controlled by America's adversaries for reasons unknown. Another is that the drones are and were launched by America itself, but the secretiveness is due to some kind of disturbing reason for their deployment.
My guess, my own guess, is that these drones are not nefarious in intent, If they are, they are, but I doubt it. But if they are drones, the only reason why they would be flying and flying that low is because they're trying to smell something on the ground.
John Ferguson, the CEO of Saxon Aerospace, caught attention on TikTok at the height of the sightings when he said during a video that he believed the drones were, quote, looking for something, that they were, quote, trying to smell something on the ground, before implying that that something could be a dangerous gas leak, radioactive material, or even a lost nuclear weapon.
There have been reports of spikes in radiation in the New York metropolitan area, 2 of them, one on each side of the Hudson. And so that leads to the conclusion that maybe they're looking for an implanted nuclear weapon.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into Settings and switch on your notifications.
Lastly, and unsurprisingly, the drones have been viewed by some as potentially being not of this world. 2024 has certainly been an eye-opening year in terms of UAP news, with the revelations around Immaculate Constellation and the November 13th congressional hearing both making international headlines. Could it be that this most recent spate of strange things seen in the sky is connected? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.
These are large drones. The state police helicopter flew over a 6-foot drone. I mean, this is crazy stuff. This is not, very easily available stuff. This isn't off-the-shelf stuff that you buy at Best Buy. I mean, these are legitimate aircraft.
For now, beware that there is a lot of misinformation around. With the drone sightings, there are some clips that have been found to be fake. But at the same time, there's no doubt that hundreds, even thousands of people are seeing something of note. The true significance of these events could well come to light very soon.
What we are left with are possibilities, many of them plausible, but all the plausible scenarios really are ominous.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.